Good morning, everybody. My name's Larry Jacobs. This is Pre-K-12 Education Talk Radio, and today is the 1st of May, finally, 2024. And thanks so much for being with us today. Today we're going to talk about how movement integrated into your classrooms will boost cognitive processing for not only your kids, yourself, but it'll boost their academic performance, their confidence, etc. We've got the strategies for doing so. And we've got a very special guest, Christina Collins, who is a phys ed instructor, and she's the founder of something that's actually available for franchise as well. So we'll talk about that, called NeverStopMoving.com. So we've got an educator who believes movement in class built into your classroom strategies, all grades, can make a difference in how your kids learn, and you're feeling really good about yourself. We're going to archive the show, as we always do, over at ace-ed.org, ace-ed.org, the home website of our American Consortium for Equity in Education. And please go over there. Our magazine is over there, which is called Equity and Access Pre-K-12. We've also got our Equity Awards program over there, all the podcasts and tons of information. Everything's free. Just go over, check it out, pass the word, ace-ed.org. And so, without further ado, finally, I'm going to say to my new best friend, Christina. Hi, Christina Collins. I'm Larry.
Hi, Larry. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm just fine. I have to say, Christina, we tried to do this show twice before, and I can't remember what happened the first time, okay? But just earlier this week, we had a problem here with the platform. We couldn't do it, and I just want to tell you, thank you for being so nice, for constantly rescheduling. I'm so glad you're here with us today.
I'm honored to be here, and flexibility is an important part of your health and wellness, so of course I'm flexible, Larry. You are not only flexible, I'm sure, in your body movements, but also, okay, and the way you handle people. So thanks, Christine. I really do appreciate it. I really do indeed. NeverStopMoving.com. That's yours, okay? Talk about it. Just give us the overall. Yes, you are so close, but you're missing one key part. Never Stop Moving 365, Larry, because you got to do something every day to move your health forward.
I apologize.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Here on the website.
That's two strikes, we call it. That's
365. I'm putting that in there, which is how many days there are in a year, by the way, just in case everybody didn't know.
That's right.
Okay, NeverStopMoving365.com. It's all corrected now. Thanks, Christina. Sorry.
Thank you. It is about moving every day, doing something to move your health forward. And we provide sports and exercise tutoring lessons to kids. Could look like bike lessons, swim lessons, birthday parties, backyard camps. Movement for wellness, you know, Larry, not necessarily for a scoreboard and stats and team and pressure.
Are you there, Christine?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I thought you stopped in mid-sentence for a second. Okay. This is really cool. And you're a PE teacher, okay? And, you know, you just said birthday parties and all that sort of thing, but you want to spread this across the country. And I don't think people have to be in California where you are, okay, to get this going. Talk about that.
That is right. I'm based out of New York. We are in New York on the northeast here. That's okay. 3 strikes so far, Larry. 3 strikes you got. You're out.
2 strikes. I can explain that one. The 914 area code, which is upstate, a little bit upstate New York, threw me off. I thought it was California. Yeah. Sorry, pal.
So we are. I'm a phys ed teacher by trade, and Never Stop Moving 365 is all about making phys ed available outside of school, inclusive movement opportunities. You know, children today, childhood obesity is a huge epidemic. We have such sedentary learning behaviors plaguing our American educational school system. We need children to move. We need them to move more in school. That's why we're lobbying, and all my doctorate research is on acquiring a classroom movement mandate, as well as providing opportunities through Never Stop Moving 365 all across the country to get children active outside of school.
I think that's wonderful. How long have you been a teacher?
For 12 years.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question, and this is a key question. 12 years is perfect for answering this question. When you're a phys ed teacher, and phys ed has changed very much, obviously, since I was in school, okay? But it's changed a lot, but you've seen a big change in kids, I would bet. And you have seen it as they get locked into their screens. The technology we use locks them kind of into their seats, okay? They don't play much anymore, it's especially since the pandemic. Okay, they lost a lot of socialization. It used to be a time to play games after school. Okay, become something different. I want your perspective on that regarding education. Okay, from a PE point of view, what have you seen?
Yeah, that's such a great question, Larry. And you're right. The student that I was teaching 12 years ago is not the same unit of measure. It's not the same student in front of me today. And a lot of it has to do with those two factors. The technology available to them, that digital media that they're allowed to be very sedentary on after school instead of outside. I grew up riding bikes until the lights came on, street lights came on.
Exactly.
And not having that expressive movement. And movement is medicine, and not having, to your point, the physical benefits, but the social and the mental benefits of it as well. And the other side being the pandemic that occurred, and children experiencing that as well. Both of those factors have resulted in the type of child that we are trying to educate today. And these children have very high learning educational needs as a result of both of those, cognitively and physically, and they really do need more movement in order to be available and online to learn.
Oh, they do indeed, and that's every subject. And I must ask you this. I'm going to ask you to be a little more specific. When you're teaching what I'll call a gym class, I know it's a PE class, but when you're teaching a gym class, do you see? I have to ask you this way: do you see the difference in the fitness of the kids? With all this phone time and everything else. I mean, you're a gym teacher. If I may use the old term, pardon me, you're a gym teacher. You see the kids moving. You see their strength. You see them chin-ups and all that sort of thing. And, whatever it is you're doing these days.
Let me rest you assured, Larry, we are most definitely not seeing them do chin-ups. That is long gone in the past. Cannot possibly do chin-ups. Because of the rate of childhood obesity, one in every third child is overweight and obese. This generation of youth is going to not outlive their parents. I mean, there is significant weakness in their upper body. Their core strength is minimal. It's so much so they cannot sit up in desks all day. They don't have the core strength to sit in a desk. From again, being very sedentary outside of school, which is why at the same time we've had phys ed decrease both duration and frequency as we've made time in the States for more academic math and reading and more sedentary subjects. We've within our school day, which is where majority of children spend their waking hours school, we've really limited their ability to move there. We know today less than a quarter, 24% of children ages 6 to 17 years of age that's it. That's only 24% are getting the minimum recommended 1 hour of physical activity every day. Only 1 hour.
Yeah, exactly. That's the NFL thing. Was it 60 minutes or something where they wanted to
play 360?
Play 360. Thank you. Okay, and that is so important. And I want to ask you, where do you? If I ask, what are you teaching? Now, what? Where are you teaching? With grades, etc. I'm just curious. That's the next question.
Sure. So I've taught health and phys ed both in the private school as well as public school, both middle school, high school, and elementary.
Okay, and are you teaching now, or are you devoting all your time to Never Stop Moving 365?
I am so proud to say this mission and this company has grown beyond my wildest dreams, and it fully retired me as of February 1st of this year.
Wow.
Yeah, so
as of February 1st?
It is incredible. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow, that's just, Christina, congratulations on that. I just hope that continues, and I can hear your enthusiasm. Okay, and
Thank you.
Wonderful. So how did it? And really, I congratulate you on that. How did it get started? I want to ask that. Okay, I know it's your brain cells working, you're seeing this, but probably you started this. I'm not sure, but you started this at your own school. You must have talked to other teachers about it, history teachers, science teachers, whatever the case may be. How did it get started, and what was the reaction? This is wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the best businesses, it got started out of a need. There was a need.
Yeah.
Parents were asking us, can you work with my child outside of school? And Larry, the difference that I could make with a child in one 45-minute session where they were comfortable in their backyard, most importantly, Larry, without their peers being present, no matter how great of a phys ed teacher I was in the gymnasium, we now have double classes. So there'd be two teachers. We'd have 50, 60 of their peers watching them. I mean, it's a performance-based class.
It was horrible. I remember when I was a kid, Christina, it was horrible. Okay? It was,
right.
If you couldn't do it, it stunk. And then, of course, you being a jerk, like most of my friends back then, if the next kid couldn't do it, we laughed at them. Okay? It was just ridiculous. And I love it. Kind of like, if I may, a personal trainer for school-age kids, if I can say it that way. That sounds wonderful.
That is exactly the sports and exercise tutoring. It fostered from that because, Larry, what I could accomplish leaving my imprint, my thumbprint on a child in a single 45-minute session, it would take me from September through Christmas break to try to make that rapport and those strides with truly impacting that child's desire to understand the benefits of movement and to be intrinsically motivated to be physically active. I could do it in one 45-minute session in their backyard where they were comfortable and their peers were not present. So it really grew from there. And then we listened. My entire schedule filled with sports and exercise tutoring. I hired all of my phys ed teacher friends, and then we continued to listen to the needs of the community. We had such rapport with them through sports and exercise tutoring because tutoring is not just academic. They would say, can you teach them when pools opened around this time in the Northeast? They would say, well, can you teach them swim? You have such rapport with them on land. Can you teach them in the water? Of course we can. A huge part of our mission now is building water-safe, comfortable, and confident swimmers. It's such a lifelong activity. Then we added birthday parties and bike lessons, all out of the needs that the community really asked for. And then we did experience the pandemic and schools reopened, and I think parents really saw after they watched their child, with front row seats on trying to watch your child learn in such a sedentary fashion at a computer. They really saw the need for movement, and it continued, the mission and its impact continued to grow from there. And so in 2022, I knew I couldn't keep this secret to myself. I was making double what I was making as a teacher, and I had to teach other phys ed teachers how to do it. So in 2023, I franchised the company. I have no private equity or venture capitalists behind me. It's fully built on sweat. And now I have an opportunity to teach other phys ed teachers how to have this amazing impact on their students and their community and for themselves and their family, the flexibility and the financial freedom.
And do you think, you wrote here for me, or he did, that movement needs to be integrated into classrooms, okay?
Yes.
And that boosts, I'll read right here, cognitive processing, academic performance, confidence, etc. Are you also looking to train teachers, and I think this is important, by the way, and most teachers will agree, to train teachers to integrate student movement, so to speak, into their classrooms? Is that part and parcel of this, or is it more off the side of school, the phys ed, being better at phys ed and taking good care of themselves makes them better students? Which way? Where's that balance, if there is one?
It's a two-pronged approach. Absolutely. I want children to move more outside of school because holistically it will help them. We know active children learn better. But I do want to go back to the piece that children spend the majority of their waking hours in school, with phys ed being so ancillary in so many states and being diminished in frequency and duration. We need teachers to incorporate movement in their classrooms.
Exactly.
And to date, recess is not mandated in most states. There's only a movement mandate in classrooms in one state, Colorado. We know children are not active, not even for that 1 hour that the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, recommends. So, yeah, I'm advocating for classroom movement mandate policies at the state and national level, as well as trying to incorporate the importance of movement lessons in teacher prep programs, so that the mandate would require current teachers to get children moving, but by being a part of teacher prep programs, our future educators also would see the benefits of children moving more and how it would impact their academic learning.
And Christina, if I may, it wouldn't hurt to get moving when they're in teacher training, to get them into the mood. Okay, the professor should be doing this. I mean, it sounds silly as I say that, but I don't think it is silly, because you don't preach to someone, you practice what you want them to do, and they can see for them. They could see for themselves. And I think when you say about teacher training, it's the kind of thing that's simple. Okay, and not to put that there, not to be derogatory at all. It's simple to do. You said it before. It's 60 minutes a day. Okay, and to have a professional helping you is even better, someone like you. But, if you're just moving out there, okay, for a few minutes, you're going to feel better and better and better about yourself. It's that simple, and you're going to gain more confidence, just like we're expecting the kids to do. Okay, and it's something I believe that should be incorporated into teacher training. Where'd you go to college? I mean, yes.
I went to Eastern Connecticut, where I played volleyball and earned my Bachelor of Science, coming out certified in both health and physical education.
Fantastic. And Eastern Connecticut's a damn good school, which brings me to the point. If those professors over there, if they know what you're doing, and I hope they do, you should be a proud graduate. They should be pretty proud of you.
They
need
do.
to get
Thank
this
you
together.
so much.
Yeah. It's really something. So let me ask you this. Who are the teachers now who you are using to take this further? And obviously it's franchising. So you want it to go national, I'm sure, maybe international, whatever. Who cares? Okay. So talk to me about that. Who are you looking for now?
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of, if my professors know what I'm doing, so I just presented last month at the National Phys Ed, so Shape America Society of Health and Physical Educators. I presented at the national level, and my professors were there. I even got to take a picture with Dr. Jan Bishop, who wrote all of my textbooks in college that I was studying to earn the degree, and she's so proud of everything that NeverStop Moving 365 is doing. So we are at the state and national level through those professional organizations looking for our top tier, high-quality physical education teachers that want to lead NeverStop Moving 365 active zones and own their exclusive territory and get them active through all of the main services of sports, exercise, tutoring, birthday parties, swim lessons, backyard camps, as well as we do get contracted by many schools to provide before-school enrichment, get them moving before school, after-school enrichment, lunch recess enrichment. So every and any way we can get children moving. So if you're listening to this and you're a phys ed teacher, please contact me. I would love to talk to you.
How about, and I have to ask this, how about if you're a teacher, but you're not a phys ed teacher?
Question, we would love to work at every level of a district, superintendent, principal, building administration, and come into, whether it's virtual or in person, to do trainings. We provide trainings on how to incorporate movement in the classroom. Larry, it could be as simple as, instead of asking the kids to raise their hands, have them do jumping jacks when they know the answer. Have them do squats over their chair. It's just a different. You let them use their body to show you. You don't have to give an entire. You're not the phys ed teacher. You don't have to give them an entire lesson on cardiovascular and muscular strength. Just these very easy, tangible tips and strategies ready to implement in their classrooms of all levels, pre-K to 12, to get the children moving so that their brains are online and available to learn.
I think it's great. And I got to ask you, what are you hearing? You're probably seeing it, but what are you hearing from both teachers who are working with the kids who go through a program with NeverStop Moving 365? Okay, what are you hearing from their teachers? Are they doing better academically? And what are you hearing from their parents? And I'm thinking not only are they going to do better academically, I think they're going to be, if I may, better kids. Okay, they're not going to be so agitated. Okay, because they're getting rid of a lot of their energy. You know, and what are you hearing?
Absolutely. The amount of parent phone calls we get and testimonials and reviews of parents just being so appreciative. So this past weekend, we do a lot. We have a very philanthropic core. The heart of our company is definitely all about social impact. So we just put on a bike clinic for the community. And, 50 children showed up with training wheels and left riding independently. The amount of people, that was on Sunday, Larry, the amount of families that reached out on Monday morning. It was a beautiful day in New York, 70 and sunny, that their kids were riding bikes. They were riding bikes as a family. We hear from families how we really provide this foundation for them to bond with their child over physical activity. And that, there's no price you could put on that. As a mom myself of two sons, bonding with my children over exercise is one of my top most favorite things to do. So from educators and schools, we hear exactly, and you mentioned it earlier, on the confidence that they see the child have. Because ultimately, NeverStop Moving 365 isn't preparing a child who wants to be a shortstop to be better at shortstop, right? What we're doing in NeverStop Moving 365, and this is because I did play competitive collegiate level sports, and I don't play those sports as my primary form of fitness, Larry, but every single day I pull from that toolkit, that athlete mindset of grit and perseverance and communication and taking risks, right? And getting knocked down and getting back up again. That's what we at NeverStop Moving 365, that's what we're using movement and sports and fitness to teach, right? That character education, those life lessons. Movement is just the vehicle we do that. So we do hear from a lot of teachers that the students have more confidence in themselves. They do have that grit and that determination, and they understand learning from mistakes. Like, you have to fail to learn, right? That fail, FAIL, first attempt in learning. We teach that in our sessions. We're not necessarily teaching you how to score more goals in soccer. It's a different type of mission for phys ed and movement and physical activity.
And these days people talk a lot about social emotional learning. And part of what you said about resilience, even the best players, LeBron James loses the game. They got knocked out of the playoffs a couple of days ago in the NBA. This is not the end of LeBron James. Okay. He knows to get up and try again. Okay. Same thing with all of them. And you don't have to be LeBron James to do it. Point being, if you learn that failure is important, you only learn from that. And you try to do better the next time. And I think that's the kind of confidence you're giving them. A lot to do with SEL skills, especially, if I may, post-pandemic. It's really, really an important thing, what you're doing. And what do the phys ed teachers, okay, that you're working with kids and they go into school, they're working with the phys ed teachers. What are you hearing from those teachers?
Absolutely, the phys ed teachers.
And I know a lot of them are working with you, but just
that is true. So it's a little bit of a bias.
Teach their curriculum. That's okay.
Yes,
it can be biased.
Yes, they do express that the students that work with NeverStop Moving 365 out of school, they tend to be better teammates because they do have that social emotional learning. Larry, we just like I talked about on a community level, we really love the impact we can have, the social impact by providing, whether it's bike clinics, we have scholarships, student athletes that work with us completely free for the family. We put on, field days for schools that are in low socioeconomic status areas where they might not have the parent-teacher associations to be able to, fund events like that. So at the individual level, though, we are so focused on SEL, and we do teach the students movement, of course, but also mindfulness and how to meditate and breathing exercises. So for your example about learning through failure, they might underhand throw like a beanbag to a target and it might go too far. And then we say to them, did you fail? And they have to say yes. And we say, great, right? We make a point to celebrate failure. And then we say, what did you learn? And they will say, I threw it too hard. Right. Okay. So then they try again and maybe it's too short. Okay. Did you fail? Yes. Great. failure is important. I've gotten here today. I was able to retire at 35 years old because I failed. Because I fail every single day and I learn so much, and then I just get better the next day. And
Bingo.
that's right. That's how we all achieve. Educators will say that. Business people will say that. And so we teach kids it's okay to fail. You don't have to be scared of failure. You know, we really are teaching them emotions and helping them label their emotions and feel disappointment. It's okay to be disappointed. You're going to be disappointed. You know what I mean? And helping kids work through all of that. A lot of kids today, believe it or not, they don't experience disappointment. I mean, parents, that's like parents' full-time job. It's like make sure their kids don't experience disappointment. It's crazy, Larry.
They will experience it, as you and I both know, for goodness sakes. Everybody does. This is fantastic. How many? Can I ask how many franchises are out there now? I know you're just starting this thing.
Yes. And we are just starting. We are totally in that emerging incubator. We have one fully open, up and running. We have 3 more in the pipeline. We do follow a seasonality component here in New York. We're building our portfolio very close to home here in the Northeast. And getting our systems and everything in place to make sure that we are ready for the grand stage as we start. Like we are eager to, we are hearing, well, we have Florida set to open Q4 of this year. So November 1st, we will have Florida up and running. We're in Connecticut, New York. We have people in the pipeline from New Jersey coming, Pennsylvania. So it's very exciting times here.
Yep. Well, all I can tell you is you've hit on something at just the right time, something we really need. And your enthusiasm carries through, Christina. That's the best I can tell you. You've got a great thing going here. Never Stop Moving 365. Got it right that time. .com. Okay? Check it out, everybody. Christina, thank you. Best of luck to you. You're a wonderful person. You're doing a great job. I got to tell you.
Thank you, Larry.
Well, thank you. Okay? Continued good fortune to you. Okay? Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Everybody, Christina Collins, PE founder, teacher entrepreneur, PE educator, founder of NeverStopMoving365.com. Check it out. Full archive over at ace-ed.org. I'm Larry Jacobs. Thanks for listening.